So we switched sides here so you can see the different murals a little bit more comfortably than the one you're first looking at. The longer mural, which says the Lila Crackle Theater at the bottom there. The Lila Crackle Theater is named after the first female mayor of the city. She served 4 consecutive terms from the late 1960s going to the 1990s. Very active in the arts public affairs. She said arts is really how we're going to go intellectually, and we can celebrate who we are as a culture through these arts. So whether it's art or we're going to do plays on it, she wanted better publicity for our ballet, symphony orchestra, and obviously better venues to have more people enjoy their performances too. Now Miss Lila Crackle is still active today. She's actually 94 years old, so she does not let her age slow her down. So there's much more attractive in the city, which is how you meet the most important thing. Alright guys, so we're going to get ready to exit out of the convention center here. We're going to head into the shops at River Center. Alright guys, so for those of you who may not be too familiar with the actual namesake of our city, San Antonio, which is Spanish for St. Anthony de Padua, there's an 8-foot statue of him coming up. Once we come underneath that footbridge that's in front of us, just look directly on the far wall and you'll see San Antonio. The gift that comes in from the Portuguese during the 1968 World Fair. So right on the opposite side of the river, he's got a new friend of him right there. So St. Anthony, he's the saint of lost children and lost articles, thanks to the child that is standing in his arms, which is actually Jesus. Jesus appeared to St. Anthony as a child in a dream. And that's why he's a saint of lost children and lost articles. And the Portuguese gave us this gift because St. Anthony was born in Portugal. He started a lot of charities that are still around to this day. So he is their patron saint. We're named after San Antonio after the first Catholic Mass that we held on the river was held on his feast day, which is June 13th. So that's the day you remember St. Anthony and things that he did. But our Mass was held 300 years ago, June 13th, 1691. In fact, because of this Mass, next year we will be celebrating, well, the city will, celebrating his 300th anniversary, so it's tricentennial for our city next year. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to go and slide into these shops at River Center. You can see we're going to have restaurants on either side of us. The next bridge is also going to be another restaurant over that bridge, so we'll actually drive underneath the restaurant as well. Alright guys, so this mall was built back in 1988, features about 1 million square footage of shopping restaurants. You got a Dave & Buster's, an Improv Comedy Club in here, 2 movie theaters, so you got an AMC and then an IMAX. You also have 2 different exhibits, one's about spies, and the second is exhibit, a much larger one, is in a basement underneath H&M store called the Battle for Texas.
They sell Yingling here.
We're also going to get Legoland into here, so there's small playgrounds along with an aquarium inside the mall as well.
And it's the oldest brewery in
America. When did you start drinking that?
In Georgia.
Have you ever been to In-N-Out Burger?
I guess.
No,
if
is
you're
there one
someone who
here?
walks around with river, but you don't really look at the type of vegetation that we have
I live in Missouri, so there's like none.
I've only been to California one time, and I almost got to
like the last
I almost got to go over a plane. You were just like a fat burger, I don't know, or like a fat burger. No.
Oh, yeah, it was like McDonald's.
I know it's kind of to the river back in November.
You're like In-N-Out.
their prices, they're not like, they don't
Just like any other fruits and vegetables, lemons are green because you're trying to use camouflage to hide the leaves so the predators don't pick them off.
I mean, no, they're
So you need November, you guys come
like
right during
the
the
way
fall
people
time to
talk
see a nice
about like
wood
if
field.
you have when you have to eat there, it's no, you don't have to eat
definitely try it.
I mean, yeah, try it. But that's what I was like wondering.
Alright, guys, we're gonna come out of here. If you want more of the St. Anthony, he's on the right side. We got the Tower of Americas to the top left of us. Now, the Tower of Americas on the left is the second tallest freestanding tower in the United States. First is the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, then the Tower of Americas here, and then the Space Needle in Seattle, which comes in at about 25 feet shorter. So, not a big difference, but it is a difference nonetheless. Alright, so here in Texas, we got a really big footprint of German immigrants. If you look in the front right through those trees and over that wall, you can see St. Joseph's Church is across the top of it. St. Joseph's was built in 1868 by German immigrants when they placed the first official cornerstone down. They actually brought the stained glass windows over from Munich, Germany. And this church still hosts German Catholic masses on the last Sunday of the month. So actually this weekend, this Sunday, they'll host a German mass, and that's even the choir is going to sing in German too. And that's open to anybody. Now a little bit of background of the Germans.
You're like, where can we go?
Texas for 19
Now where we can hide?
to 1910.
Right
They were
under
moving into
us.
Texas because they were trying to escape famine in Germany. The only reason why they chose Texas is there's a lot of open land. Remember, the Six Flags over Texas, and one of those is the French flag. So the French had just been squeezed out of the area due to tensions with Mexico. So the Germans saw they had the opportunity to resettle in that land they left. Fredericksburg, Kerrville, New Braunfels, Galveston, our city here, San Marcos, are all examples of the German influence in the state of Texas. So we used to have a newspaper, one that was in English and one that was in German to accommodate all these different communities within our city. And we're going to pass a little neighborhood that Germans used to live in a little bit here too. Now on the right of us, we got the building with 4 flags on it. I'll be honest with you, there's absolutely nothing whatsoever historical about it. Yeah, I only mention it because my city contract requires it. So do the question, like to establish your own business in town, contact Chamber of Commerce, and they'll help answer any questions. One answer your questions. Alright, let's go ahead underneath the bridge here. And this is Alamo Street, but there's a sculpture above us I want to talk about, at least while we're in the shade here. So above us is a torch of friendship, made in 2002 with the Mexican consulate. What we see is that a lot of people in the city absolutely did not like. Quite a bit of people thought it was ugly, it was shaped a little bit weird, too modern, doesn't really fit into the area. They want the city to pick it up and move it southbound to hide it. So visitors come to your city, most often are not going to head south of the city because that's not really anything that really intrigues people. So they want to hide it. They've been here for over a decade, no plan to shit. There's still some locals to be talked about, but they don't like it. They just call it the thing downtown. Don't bother each other, the name of it. So let's check it out. It's going to come to the back left of us, right on the street level. Do you guys have a Snapchat? I mean, you've probably seen I have a Snapchat filter already. It's right in the back left. So that's called the Torch of Friendship.
Torch of Friendship. Oh, wow.
So it's just a Torch of Friendship. It's just a gift from the Mexican consulate. They say there's a second one in Mexico City. I've never seen that one before, or you can see pictures of it. But someone from Mexico City told me about it. So on the top, it's called the Light of Friendship. Think of it as the flame to the torch. The pillars on the bottom, one represents Mexico, and the second one represents the United States. So like those brain puzzle teasers where you get the metal rod, you twist and disconnect, and put them back together. It's kind of like that.
Oh. She hasn't been paying attention. I'm just
Now in the front left of us, so this hotel, if you guys look really closely at that 5th floor, see those rows of balconies? You can see a gap in between every other room. You'll notice some rooms are popping out further than the others. This is the Hilton Palacio del Rio, built in a modular construction. So those are bits and pieces that they put together to make up the whole hotel. A company known as H.B. Zachary built this hotel. They only built the first 4 floors along with the elevator shaft in the middle, so it looked like an upside down T. The rest of these rooms were delivered here on flatbed trucks, fully furnished with the beds, chairs, tables, seats, toilets, pictures on the walls, coffee makers on the tables, Bibles inside the side tables, and the guests tucked into the bed. Alright, not the last part, but they had everything else here. They stacked them up using cranes, finishing the hotel only 48 hours before the opening ceremonies of the 1968 World's Fair, even though these rooms was about a year in advance. The only reason why the contractor, H.B. Zachary, got to build it is they promised the city they would be able to buy it off of them for $1 if they didn't finish it in time. In fact, the contractor has so much confidence in his business and his employees, he said, my employees will never work a day. They will work overtime because we'll make make it before the World's Fair, and they did. So they made it in time, and the workers always had the weekends off. So 1968 MS Fair, World's Fair. All right. So right after the Hilton, we're gonna come into the whole left section, which is Ala de Ita, Spanish for the little village, first settled in the 1700s by Spanish colonial soldiers. And this is that other little space that the Germans settled into in the 1800s. And this is the Arneson River Theater. So this was built in 1936. Room for 800 people on the left, at least that's what they claim they could put people in here. And on the right, you got the stage. Now, on the back of the stage, there's 5 bronze bells. Each of these bells represents a different mission along our San Antonio River. So you got the Alamo, the biggest bell in the center, San Juan, San Jose, Conception, and Espada missions. You can visit those other missions if you wanted to. They have their own park rangers to talk to you guys about it. And this is the same theater in the movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. So it's the one scene where they ask, what is your perfect date? And she says April 25th. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect for a life jacket. So there you go, right there. There's actually a performance later on tonight. It's a show that's been performing for 61 summers here. Look at that really big bronze sculpture in the front right. That is a 3-ton bronze sculpture titled Coming Home to the Frisco by artist T.D. Chelsea. So there's actually a sculpture garden that comes with this museum, which is behind it, and it's free to walk through throughout the day as long as this museum is open. So you got Santa Anna's sword, Pancho Villa's last saddle, you got an 1800 Wells Fargo coach that sits in here too. They actually take it out sometimes during the school year to take it to elementary schools, or they take it to different events in our city. It probably takes me about 45 minutes to walk through this, but it is a really nice museum. It used to be the Hertzberg Circus Museum. This was a public library for our city also, so it's got a lot of history in it too. We're gonna come up to a little island here. It's right in the front right. You can see a diamond-shaped sculpture, 2 hands on it, a chalice, a Eucharist, and a cross. That is known